Yes guys, welcome down to Carter's Golf. My name is Andy Carter and welcome to another lesson video. These are all lessons based on the sessions that I give with my clients down here at the Golf Academy. Massively important that you as golfers understand your own swing faults, so then you can kind of go onto the driving range and start to work correctly with the swing faults to try and improve them. So today we're talking about the famous reverse pivot. It's something I see on a daily basis, and let's get fixing it. All right, so first of all, shades are going on. It is the height of summer. It's hot and it's bright, so I can't see a thing. So shades are on. Right, today we're talking about the reverse pivot. So for golfers, for the right-handed golfer, it's your left knee. For every golfer, it's your lead knee. So we're talking about loading that lead knee too soon, too early into the backswing. I often see it very early in the takeaway, which gets you in all sorts of trouble. The backswing is about just trying to coil up into a position where on the downswing you can start to attack the ball, you can start to create power, you can probably learn to shape shots and get, definitely most importantly as well, get some consistency. However, if we start to see that lead knee load very, very early, one of the problems that we get, and one of the very key problems, is once that lead knee loads, club generally comes very much on the inside. And one of the things you'll also notice from here is that my head starts to drop. As soon as the club comes on the inside and I load my left side, the head drops. Now, a lot of golfers will look at this and go, oh, my takeaway is too much on the inside, I'm not keeping my head still, I'm dropping my head down. That is not the issue. That is actually a consequence of an original fault, which is loading this left knee too soon. So once we get to the top, once we start to take this club away, if we load that left knee too soon, the arms start to turn inside, the shoulders rotate, and the club gets very stuck on the inside. The last place we want to try and be is on the left foot with majority of your body weight. But then again, saying that, the last place you want to be is kind of swaying across to your right side. Massively important that with the rotation of the shoulder, with the rotation of the hips, we're turning here. We're keeping the body weight central as we rotate. The trail hip is going behind the body, the knees are staying flexed, the lead hip is just rotating. Lead knee is probably going to start to work in towards the middle of the stance as well. And as you get to the top of the backswing, we've got around about 50% of your body weight in the center of the stance. If you're going up to the top of the backswing, we've loaded that left side too soon. For a start, it's quite hard to do in slow motion. If we load that left side too soon, how are we going to get into the ball from there? We never really see a golfer turn out of it perfectly and rotate around the lead knee and start to rotate back and up. We often see golfers get to that position at the top of the backswing, and what they have to do then is they start to push the hips back in so they can straighten themselves back up. And as they come into the ball, I often see a lot of golfers on the tiptoes trying to find that space just before you actually hit the shot. Finding space from this position is always going to be very, very difficult to do. It's going to lead to a lot of inconsistencies in your golf swing. I had this conversation exactly yesterday with one of my clients where we said he can go out and shoot 78 and have a great day, get the timing of this perfectly, but then he could turn up the next day and shoot 88 or 98, just because there's so much reliant on timing as you come back into the ball that it's just not going to work every time you go out. Now, not many golf swings do work every time you go out, but if you're going to have a bad day, turn that 78 into an 82 or whatever your scores may be. So it's important that the golf swing is repeatable enough that the bad days are not too discouraging, too depressing. So one of the key things we've got to try and do as we set up, as we start to swing, the takeaway is going to try and keep the body weight central as we rotate to the top. Okay, and there's a couple of great drills that you can actually do with this, and one of my favorites really is just to literally put a golf club straight in front of you, straight in front of your chest, arms nice and straight, and just practice the rotation of the shoulders. Try and the rotation of the hips, I should say. Try and disassociate your hips from your shoulders and just get a feel that the hips are turning. Have a little bounce, make sure the body weight stays nice and central, and start to feel the difference, rather than the golf swing before would looked a lot more like this. You'd have had the right leg locking out and the left knee really loaded, with the left knee over the left foot as well. So massively important that we can learn to kind of disassociate the lower body from the upper body. And these are drills that you can kind of do at home. You don't need to be going onto the driving range hitting lots and lots of golf balls. We want to try and get into a position, again, get rid of the club, arms across the shoulders, and just let this lead shoulder go down towards the middle of the stance. Let the lower body rotate as well. Again, have a little bounce. Have a little bounce so you know the body weight is in the center. Then from here, you can start to drive through. The downswing is all about creating power, rotation, a downward force in towards the ball. If on your backswing you've created all that downward force very early on, you've got nowhere else to go other than the energy going back up again. When that energy starts to work back up, we definitely lose power, and we're gonna 100% lose consistency of strike. So lots of really good drills. You can get the shoulder, arms across the shoulders, left lead shoulder working down into the middle of the stance. That lead knee is gonna work in a little bit. Body weight's gonna stay centered. Hips are gonna stay rotating around the center as well. We don't want to end up over here. We don't want the slide of the hips, and we don't want the shoulders to turn over the hips as well. We want to try and stay centered with the head, centered with the spine angle, rotating the spine and making sure the hips there are also following. That's a really good drill to be kind of doing at home. The first one, arms in front, so it kind of stabilizes your shoulders, gets them out away from the body, and you're working that rotation of the hips, just get an understanding. Massively important to understand how to do it. We all know that we need to do it, but we need to know how. We need to learn how to do it. It'd be like trying to learn to walk again. Try to disassociate different parts of your body so they move alone. We see a lot of golfers try and do this, and they do that. So they've got to try and disassociate lower body first. When we do that, we can get into a swing where we're much more balanced at the top of the backswing. So then on the way down, we can start to use that downward energy, movement towards the left side, force into the back of the golf ball, start to compress. We can control swing path better, because like I said at the start of the video, if the weight goes towards the lead foot and the club goes on the inside, there's only one place you can really go from here as you start to turn up and out, and it's back over the top. So it makes a huge difference on swing path as well. So the first part of your golf swing really is the easiest part to actually control. It's the part where we're going the slowest, and it's the part of the swing where we can really feel and actually even look at it sometimes on the golf course. So making sure the body weight stays centered, shaft of the club there's pointing down my target line, body weight centered, my hips have already started to rotate. So don't try and keep the hips stable. Let them turn with the shoulders and the club on the backswing, so you're more neutral. Nice neutral position at the top, and then we can go ahead and hit the shot. So let's give that a try. Use the lower body to work away, let the body weight stay centered, and just like that, I'd like to think that was a pretty good shot. Guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this tip. If you've got any comments about this tip, or if it's something you've been struggling with and this tip has helped, please do comment below. Also give the video a like, that makes a huge difference, believe it or not. Also do subscribe to the channel, follow me on my social media platforms. There you go, you've got loads and loads of jobs to do now after this video. Thanks for watching. From a very sweaty Dubai, I'm gonna go and dry the sweat from my eyes. See you soon.